All right, it's Bill here. I'm in shock. I don't even know what to think. The Leafs are playing in round 2. And on top of that, now I was at the game. I was in whatever it's called now. Scotiabank Place or whatever they call it now. I was in the building for that game. And they lost. And I went home thinking this series is over. 7. Sounds about right. Tampa Bay in 7, just as I might have predicted. Even though I'm a Leaf fan, my heart wanted them to win, but let's face facts, I didn't think they would. And then Game 6, I was at a darts banquet, and I was able to get it to a TV for the majority of the third period, and saw what was happening there. Now, the Leafs were dominated in 5 of the 6 games and still won this series. I have no idea how that happens. Maybe is there some kind of cosmic? It's coming down from 4-1. The last time the Leafs bloody won a playoff series, George Bush was the president of the United States. Like, Paul Martin was our prime minister. I don't even think YouTube was created. I don't even know if Facebook was created. It's been that long. I was 27 years old. I was Daryl Sittler in terms of my age. The whole year, my whole decade in my 30s, I got misery. And nearly all my 40s. They finally did it. And yes, there were moments where Matthews played well, where Morgan Rielly played well, where Marner was okay. There were moments where they were really, really bad. But Samsonov outplayed Vasilevsky, and who had that on your betting board? And then second, I got all the texts after. It was John Tavares who scored in overtime. It went off Radish's skate, but he got it to the net. Look, I hope John Tavares scores 97 goals. I don't care how many. I would love for him to be a dominant player. I just report what I see. And what I see is a very slow player. Now, on that play, there were a lot of great things in that overtime goal. And the one that stands out the most with Matthew Nyes, who, by the way, I am so excited about. This is a power forward. This gives me the Hyman thinking. A little bit more talent, though. He goes and gets puck. He wins that puck. Gets it to Tavares. Tavares does the spin around, and it goes to the net while Morgan Rielly's going to the net. There was a lot of great things that happened on that play. And trust me, when that goal went in, I'm glad there wasn't a videotape of my reaction to that. I saw some videotape reactions to things, and it was crazy. I'm really excited for them to win, don't get me wrong, but let's face facts. Tampa Bay was the better team, but that could be a good thing. You won a series against the team that outplayed you, and you get to move on. It's usually the other way around. The Leafs outplay, and whatever happens, like I thought the Leafs outplayed Tampa Bay last year in Game 6 and lost that game in overtime. Bad penalty call or cross-check. If I look at the Montreal series, they outplayed them in Game 5 until Alex Galchenyuk took a sip off the moronic tea and did the cross-ice pass. Or Dermott got caught with a horrible bounce that went to Kakanyemi in Game 6 overtime. The Leafs have not had any luck when it comes to this. And they've outplayed teams and lost. So the fact that they're in round 2, I'm in shock. The way they got there, I'm going to take that as a good thing. And I'm not a positive person, but I'll take that as a good thing. They came back from 4-1, for God's sakes, in the game. There's something going on here. I don't know what it is. It's that H word that actually got through it. And then last night I get to watch the record-setting most points, most wins in regular season fold like cheap tents. Oh, don't tell me that wasn't pretty. Some of us, beat Boston would be great to exercise the demons. You know what? I'll play whatever team. But I think it might be easier to have home ice advantage in playing Florida than not have home ice advantage playing the Bruins that dive like the 1970s Canadians. Saw David Pastrnak do a twirl. Charlie McAvoy, Louis DeBrusk is actually the one that was actually tough. He must be his kid. He must be ashamed to have that kid, Jake DeBrusk. We all know what they do. They dive, they bullcrap, they embellish. And the Leafs would have got involved in that kind of stuff. Florida doesn't seem, they got Kachuk, but they got players that play, they got Gudis. It's going to be a good series, but I'd rather play Florida. Now, don't get me wrong, I saw a whole bunch of Leaf fans going on crazy about how it's going to be awesome. We're playing Florida. Definite win. It ain't a definite win. Florida just beat Boston 3 times on the road. I don't think Boston lost 3 times the regular season on the road. Or, sorry, at home. They're not coming in not full of confidence. Florida's coming in flying high, like the Leafs should be. I don't think Florida's going to be an easy series. I think this is the one where both Boston and Florida's issues were in the net. Like Bobrovsky with that rebound at Pastrnak. Jesus, although Samsonov did that for Stamkos. But, okay, the goalies for both teams are not that great. So, you take a look at the series, I don't think it's going to be easy. I think it's going to be a battle. Now, the Leafs should be able to take Game 1. Game 1 is tomorrow. Florida just came through Game 7. They played in overtime. They don't have much rest. They'll be playing on adrenaline, but the Leafs need to be up for that first game. They need to take that first game. At least put Florida in their place. They just won 3 straight against Boston. You can take one against... Or you take the Game 1 against them, at least now you're starting to bury their confidence a little bit. But again, I'm not one of the Leaf fans that goes, oh, this one's going to be easy. Leafs in 4. No, this ain't going to happen. When's the Leafs done anything easy? It'll be a battle. It'll probably go 6 or 7. But this one, if I were betting, which maybe I shouldn't say, but if I were betting, so not only my heart, my brain, I'm just going to say this, my heart and my brain are in the exact same place. And then you got Seattle beating Colorado. This is craziness. If you take a look at the 8 teams that are going to be left, you've got Carolina that are banged up, injuries, not great goaltending. You have either the Rangers or Devils. Now, if the Rangers get through, they got the best goalie. Devils get through. Goaltending is a concern for that team. Florida's got goaltending concerns. And then you go out west, you got the Oilers in Vegas, and no offense to any Oilers fans, but I'm the hugest Vegas fan right now when it comes to that. I absolutely hate the Oilers. I don't hate. There's only just one Canadian team, and Edmonton isn't Toronto Maple Leafs. That's not what their name, so there's only one Canadian team that's Toronto Maple Leafs, just in case anyone's wondering. And then you got Dallas against Seattle, which I think might be a great series, but I like Dallas in that. And you got some good goaltending. Well, you got Dallas good goaltending. It's crazy how this has opened up. It is crazy. Now, I'm not going to get ahead of myself, but you couldn't draw a better scenario for the Leafs. You couldn't. You just can't. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, if the Rangers beat the Devils and Rangers beat Carolina, the Leafs might have home ice advantage for the entire playoffs. That's crazy. Don't have to go to Boston. You got Florida. So I'm going to enjoy this. Again, if you would have, maybe I should have done the video on Saturday night or Sunday, but I'm still in shock. I don't even know what to think. Who knows what this feeling is? Leaf fans, you ever had this feeling? I've never had this feeling for 20 years. And even then, I think, would they go up against Philly in the next round? I can remember conference finals, 4 of them? 4 conference finals I can remember, all ended in disappointment. The Leafs have a team that can beat Florida. As long as they show up and play, they should beat Florida. I'm not going to look ahead, and other than that, this should be based on how lucky the Leafs got in this series. Finally, maybe someone said, you know what, the Leafs fans have suffered for 20 years. Let's just give them one. Just give them one. And maybe they'll leave us alone with the praying for a while. So Game 1 is tomorrow. I'll be home. I won't be anywhere other than here watching the game, so I'll do a review after it's done. Go, Leafs, go.